Hi, welcome to Cardstock Modeling for Model Railroads. My name is Sam Miller and I'm your host, and I wanted to thank all of you viewers and subscribers that have viewed my previous videos. Today's project features the O-scale haunted house created by Clever Models. In this situation, you're seeing an actual PDF file that shows the front and side of the house. And here is my interpretation of the finished model. And there's some features that I have added, such as changing the color of the exterior, adding signage on different walls, and adding lighting. See the different lighting. And I'll go through the various features as we detail this house. So now I've decided to build something. Maybe I'm not sure what it is and what actions am I going to take to get somewhere from a blank piece of paper. So first, I thought I'd take you to the Clever Models website. Here we are at the home page of the Clever Models site. It features a number of locations that you can go to and visit, such as you can read the blog and various discussions about items that are posted, and you can join the discussion and post something yourself if you like. Also, there's a nice feature I have to shop for models. They have an index page that you can go to that lists on the page and link to the different models that are available. And here's one, it's the Silver City Factory page. And there's the Silver City Factory. They have a small rural station, as well as Rick's Pickles. One thing I've taken advantage of at the Clever Models website is their freebie program. Now, you don't even have to buy any of their kits to participate in getting one of their freebies. What they do is every time they sell 300 kits, they put a new freebie up. And also at any given time, you might find a half a dozen freebie models there to download. So you can get familiar with their designs, their technique of assembly, and all the unique features that their kits offer. So the good news is the O-scale haunted house is offered as a freebie. Now let's go to the website and become familiar with the process of selecting and downloading a freebie. Okay, here we are at the Clever Models freebie page. And as you can see, here's the button we use to get there. Now we're going to scroll down because there's various items listed, and next to the bottom is the O-scale haunted house. You can see it blinking off and on. You click on that and then download it to somewhere you're familiar with on your computer. I found that it helps me if I see photos of this exact kit that was built by other people, so they can get an understanding of how to interpret, from my perspective, what my haunted house would look like. And this way it personalizes the kit. Here are some photos that I found of this same kit that were of models that were put together by others. And there's some really nice interpretations. So seeing those images gave me ideas of what I could do with the kit in my hands to put my own twist on what it might look like. After you've downloaded the PDF files, let's take a look to see what the Clever Brothers created and what you'll be working with. Now we're looking at the files that were downloaded, plus on the right side you'll see the changes I've made to that same file to personalize my effects on the kit. This particular slide shows the foundation of the haunted house, and on the left side you can see their color of effect of the materials, where I've gone on over in the right side and wanted to make the trim look like a rustic red for the windows and door frames, as well as added a bluing effect to the siding. This shows on the left the original coloring that they designed for the exterior of the house and door, and on the right side shows my effect of adding a blue eeriness to it for Halloween, and in Photoshop adding an overlay, as you can see, the Halloween sign. Here shows another side in the rear of the house. On the left side you'll see the original coloring and weathering of the siding on the sides and the rear of the house. And on the right side you can see the effects I've done by creating the blue colored weathered boards, as well as another Halloween sign using the overlay technique in Photoshop. This shows the rear of the house boarded up and some shed roofing panels. Again, on the right side is my interpretation of the blue siding. This page shows the extra doors and windows that are provided, and on the right, going with the theme of red for door trim and blue for siding effects, you can see what you can do in Photoshop through some coloring techniques. This page shows the trim, and on the left side it shows their color of a weathered green type of trim, and on the right side I wanted to use some blue trim and then the red framing for the doors and the windows. On this page you can see on the left the weathered tar paper and design. On the right side I've increased the width and length of the roof to have more of an overhang and printed some extra boards for effect. And this page I will print probably 2 or 3 pages of that, because later on I will cut those into 2 sections and overlap them for more of a 3-dimensional effect. These pages are ones that I've created. The left side is the interior floorboards, and on the right side it's the roof eave boards that would show through as you look at the underside of the roof inside the house, as well as in the outside where the eaves are. Next, on both these pages, printed additional doors and windows for use for additional effects. And on the right side, I've created some exterior light bases where we'll put some LEDs on the outside of the house, but inside the fence for an uplighting effect. Here are the 2 interiors that I created for the different walls within the house to show a crinkled wallpaper effect, and printed a sink and some extra sinks on the one side, as well as a mirror and sconces for the interior. Show the interior doorways printed that way, and then on the gables. And lastly, this I created as a ground base that will be mounted on top of a 3/16 inch foam board, and these are steps that for the front walk, as well as I added a brick effect around the perimeter of the foundation, and then these will be folded over to cover up the edge of the foam board. Now let's take a look at the house itself and some of the features and techniques that I've used to add relief and give it some character. Starting with the front of the house, if you take a look at the windows and doors, I've cut out separate framing, or trim I should say, for those. In the case, I did a cutout of, instead of leaving it black, I did a cutout for where the door is so that the light could come through, give it an eerie effect. Even up in the transom, I added some additional leaf. If you look at the outside boards, I added some broken ones and did some cutaways, and then on the inside glued studs to give it some 3D relief. Now we can take a look at the side, and you see some changes I've added I was able to, using Photoshop, and do an overlay of a existing Halloween sign I found out on the web, and put that over top of the lap siding. Again, highlighting some boards by putting some additional boards on top of that to give it some 3D relief. Looking at the back, added some additional boards on the top, multiple layers for effect. Another overlay sign in Photoshop, and this is a slide switch that I've added to control the lights inside the house. For the roofing, I've actually done the full cutout and showed members of, let's call the rafters and support for the roofing, plus an extra board here. Also, each one of these, the tar paper, is layered. Again, on the roof, I wanted to create access for the roof, and I created a tab that would slide in. And then, let's take a look and see what I did place inside, is some lighting. And I did, all the walls, I had printed wallpaper on it to give it a nice effect, and aged the wallpaper with some Photoshop techniques. Looking at each of those. Here again, even on the underside of the roof, I put wood in there. And this is up to your choice what you want to do. There's support for the fascia board and the trim. And now we can take a look at the base that I've created to place the house upon. I decided to give some uplighting effects using some a little bit larger size LED lights. And all these are powered by a coin battery, which for the outside lights, see where I hid that coin battery in here. You can see that right there. And then that hides it. I placed some stepping stones in from the front gate. Also some boards to make it look like place is disheveled. Added some additional features on the storm cellar going down, and added this fencing. But that's up to your interpretation of what you'd like to do, so that this becomes your own interpretation and presentation of a haunted house. I wanted to share with you, in creating this foundation and printing for it on a piece of paper, I just created enough for flaps to cover the sides, which is about 3/16 of an inch, because it's mounted on foam board. It's nice and light, it's convenient. Because I don't have a layout, regretfully, that's why I've chose to try to do as much in printing and learn how to use Photoshop or a photo editor to give weathering effects or create look-alike grass, and that I would have a nice foundation to place the building upon. Hopefully this video has shown you what a valuable source that Clever Models is to locate and download kits. And it's given you ideas of ways to modify the kit to your own personal level creativity. Personally, I learn new techniques every time I use Photoshop as a means of customizing kits to my own liking. So don't delay. Go visit the Clever Models website at www.clevermodels.net. Spend time at their blog, discussion, FAQ, and Shop for Model Kits pages. Then, at the very least, go check out their freebies. Find one that you enjoy, download it, because that's when the fun begins. Thanks for watching this video. I'm grateful for your time, comments, criticisms, and suggestions for future content. Stay tuned for additional videos that I hope will help improve your skill sets so that you can enjoy the craft and hobby.